Senator Budd.
Thank you, Madam Chair. It's an honor to be on the subcommittee with you. And it's good to be with a former member of the U.S. House, and I know we've served together for a few years. A couple of questions. I want to draw your attention, and this is on the heels of the recruiting conversation. I want to draw your attention to an incredible organization called Our Community Salutes. It recognizes and honors high school seniors who plan to enlist in the military following their graduation. They also recognize, or the group also recognizes their parents and other members of their family. Now, this is an incredible way to build and maintain support for our military within communities across America. Despite senior military leaders speaking at these events, I'm told that military lawyers have taken issue with official communications to inform recruiters and senior leaders of opportunities to engage or support Our Community Salutes. So, Mr. Secretary, will you commit to look into this and find ways to partner with OCS, Our Community Salutes, and other organizations like it? The bottom line is we need all the support that we can get to get close to our recruiting gap. So will you look into this?
Yes, Senator. We could take that for the record and kind of, I'm not familiar with the organization or as to why certain members, senior members have been told possibly not to participate, but that's something we could take for the record and supply you with an answer. Glad
to submit that and look forward to your response. Speaking of responses, thank you for getting back on my letter I recently submitted. I received this yesterday. This is a letter my colleagues and I sent regarding the administration's decision to permit taxpayer funding for and authorization of travel to acquire abortions. The bottom line is I just don't think this is an acceptable response. Once again, the department failed to answer the committee's repeated requests for information. And instead, we got what amounts to a form letter just repeating the new policies. And we knew the policies. That's why I asked the questions. So here's a few of the questions I'd like for you to answer for the record. First, how many women or military families have refused to be stationed in Germany, South Korea, or any other country because of those nations' abortion laws?
I don't have that information for you, Senator.
Okay, well, if it's zero, if it's non-zero, would you please send information on that? Would you commit to sending information on that?
I'll commit to looking into that and seeing what the information is, if that's available, but that's not typically a question that
please let us know if there's zero information, or if there is information, let us know what that is. Does the department have any data on women who felt deterred from joining the military for fear of being stationed at an installation or base in a state or nation that has restrictive abortion laws?
We've had discussions, listening sessions with service members who let their feelings know.
Secretary, any data on that?
And we also have a RAND report that they published and that the effects that they believe would happen from, the effects that the Dobbs decision would have on recruiting and retention.
If you would send that to us, because we've repeatedly requested it. It seemed like that would be a good report to have sent.
We can share the RAND report.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. What actions, if any, would the DOD take against a commander that refused to facilitate the abortion of an unborn child in keeping with their sincerely held religious beliefs?
Well, Senator, the commander doesn't really know when the service member is making a request. They're asking for reproductive health care, and that could come in different forms. The commander should not be digging into what the specific reason is why they're seeking reproductive health care.
The assumption was that it was known and it was against their sincerely held religious beliefs. Would the DOD take action against such a commander?
Well, again, the commander should not know. They shouldn't be digging into that.
In the case that it was.
Know, but I will say, if the commander feels uncomfortable with kind of approving such a request, he can move it up the chain of command, but it is not the responsibility of the commander to put their religious beliefs onto service members.
Yeah, that really wasn't the question, but millions of Americans, myself included, are rightfully against the use of taxpayer funds to facilitate abortion. So we'll submit some more questions for the records, but in my final time here, what's being done to ensure that those kicked out of the military due to the vaccine mandate are able to rejoin should they want to continue their service?
Senator, that would be a question that could be better answered by the services. They are the ones carrying out those tasks, but the Secretary made it clear in his memorandum that service members that had put in a request for accommodation, whether it be administrative, religious, or medical reasons, that those, if a decision had been made, those requests would be pulled if it was specifically for COVID-19, and that if other members that were separated request, there is a process for them to apply to the board, to apply for one of the boards that the services have to ask to come back into the service or to have their DD 214 adjusted, whether it be their status adjusted as far as their discharge status.
Okay, thank you for being here, and I thank the panel. Chair, I want to yield back.
Thank you. Actually, you can't.